Hello, everybody. Um, okay, so I got a whole different setup today. Just give me 1 second. I'm trying to switch it to intermission really quick. Uh-oh. All right, cool. I think you guys can hear me just fine. And I hope the music isn't too loud. And I don't want to turn it all the way down to the point where you can't hear me. Okay. So as you can see, again, I'm in a different kind of vibe kind of going on. Just because yesterday I did do the reaction video through my normal format, but I knew that I was going to start doing the reactions more often, and trying to, reach out into different things, at least for my channel. Um, Today's reaction video, we're going to be, I guess it's more, I wouldn't say it's more of a reaction because I'll give commentary here and there, but it's not really much to say. It's more of a just kind of like, you could say it's like a watch party. We're going to be watching a video called 200 Players Simulate Law and Anarchy in Minecraft. I just got finished watching a different one. It was, sorry, it didn't say how many players there were, but it said democracy versus communism, which was pretty interesting. I have watched these videos again before, just like all the other videos that I'm planning on reacting to. I've watched similar videos to it. But I thought that this would be just a more different vibe, especially in comparison to the video I made yesterday. I don't want people to begin to think that my page is only for, I'll switch it. My page is only for political or or even religious things, because I'm much more interested in other things as well. It's not going to be my main source of videos, or I don't even know how to explain it, but that won't be my main thing. So today, again, like I said, we're going to be reacting to this video. I'm going to get started with it as soon as possible. Hope you guys enjoy it and enjoy my reactions as well. I'll switch from different camera views and stuff like that. Like this one, I'll show you guys the ones that I'll switch from here and there. So of course I just came from intermission, which you guys just saw, this one. And then I'll switch also to this one. It just really depends on exactly what I'm talking about or what kind of commentary I'm working on. So the intermission one that I just came from just a second ago, that'll be the one that I'll start off with. And then this one, I think I'll just cut in and out whenever I pause. And then you have on the right side of me, is it even, nope, it's the left side for y'all, the left side. It is the game video. All right, I will stop yapping and we can get actually started with the actual video.
In a Minecraft social experiment, I have placed 200 players on a single island split by massive walls. Inside the walls lives the law team, building order and control. Outside roams the Anarchy players, chaotic and free. The servers in hardcore, meaning every player only has one life. If you die, you are banned forever. Will the law players create justice and sustainability, or will Anarchy tear it all down? It's up to each player to build history. What happened was one of the wildest stories I've ever recorded. So pick a side to root for and enjoy the chaos. This is Minecraft Law and Anarchy. Before we start, if you want to be part of future videos like this, you should subscribe and join my Discord in the description. On day one, all the players were spawned onto the map.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
On the law team, everyone appeared inside of the massive walls that surrounded all of them.
Oh my god.
They all are in a plains biome island that was within the main island. This meant that they were completely separate from the outside, giving them the chance to create their own society behind the walls. But first they had to collect the basic resources to survive.
First things first, let's all just gather resources, start building roads, maybe some like small houses.
Everyone rushed to chop trees for wood, or headed underground in search for ores.
What's your name? You guys should definitely join my group. Trust.
On the outside of the walls, the Anarchy players were scattered all around the world.
The cult. This is the Pope. Meet the Pope.
Okay. Damn. The Pope.
Yep.
Almost immediately, they began forming small groups. Everyone knew that being alone meant being vulnerable and probably being killed. For one player called Shoof, violence was already on the table when he noticed another player.
Like I do for every other reaction video, I'll pause here and there because again, I'm going to try to get this one to YouTube as well. So I would rather not get copyrighted. So I will have to pause here and there. Just so that there's space in between those times, even if I'm not saying much of anything. I guess I'll just give my reactions here and there. Yeah.
Called Boards, creating a separate group near where he was basing. He decided to go over there and made it clear to him.
Okay, bro, we're probably gonna die. I'm telling you, betray me and you're dying.
Across the island, more small groups began to form, all gathering resources just like the law players. Meanwhile, inside the walls, progress was moving fast. By now, the law team had already planned out streets, marked out building spots, started working on houses, and even began building a courthouse at the center of town. What is this?
This is an agora. Basically, in ancient Greece, they had these amphitheaters for political debate and discussion, so we're building one.
This player called Crab was working on an...
I've actually built one of those in one of my old maps, but it was like much bigger. It was Roman styled, but like it had diorite, and it was very much like royal. You can tell that I put a lot of effort into it, but I did it based off of a video. But most of my builds now that are in my Minecraft world are based solely off of inspiration and imagination.
Agora, a place where players in the future will be meeting to discuss together the law of their society. But not everyone was busy building or resource gathering. A few curious players climbed the wall to see what was beyond.
I was just talking to myself, and I was thinking, look, there's no farms, there's like no animals, there's not enough for everything. But look at here, right? If we cross the sea, we have everything. I think we should try and get some people on board.
I think that might just be a mighty fine idea. You know, I never liked these walls. There's no sense of freedom.
By the end of the day, the island had already split into many groups. The law team decided that tomorrow they would elect a leader by vote, but the Anarchy side was different. Their groups formed instantly, and leadership simply went to whoever started the group.
Yo, we are the mafia. They're like
Boyd's group called themselves the Green Mafia. Right beside them were their rivals, Shuv's group, Libertas. And in the east, another group emerged, the Brotherhood, led by a player called Rainbow.
we're the Brotherhood.
I don't know why I just noticed this, but it seems like the law-abiding ones, so it said simulate law and anarchy, so I'll call them the law-abiding ones, are inside of the walls, and then outside of the walls are the anarchists. So my guess is that eventually within like the middle of the episode that they'll maybe breach the walls, like the anarchists will maybe breach the walls. It seems like the law-abiding ones have already decided that they want to go outside of the walls in order to get um, animals and agriculture and stuff like that, because they said they don't have enough. I feel like that might end up starting maybe a war or fighting, just simply because they don't have enough resources inside of the law-abiding area. And obviously, the anarchists are prone to be anarchists, so we'll see.
Yeah, we're the Brotherhood.
There were other smaller rogue groups that didn't live anywhere and just roamed around the place. Like those guys called themselves the Roadmen and just went around robbing and scaring lone players.
Are you the people who robbed me? Oh, you are definitely the people who robbed me.
Is this your dog, G?
Oh,
I will remember this.
Ironically, this kind of danger actually encouraged people to form groups to protect themselves. Soon the sun started to set and it was the end of the day. But remember that player from earlier called Fodon who wanted to explore outside the walls? He had gathered a squad of players who were willing to go out with him and explore the world to serve the future elected leader. They called themselves the Scouts. Day 2. Inside the walls, everyone gathered. Yesterday, it had been decided that the law players would elect their leader. More than 10 players stepped up on the stage for the pre-elections. A round of votes was ran to lower the numbers of candidates. Only the top 4 players with the most votes in the pre-elections would be allowed to give speeches to convince the crowd.
I'm generally supportive of the Agora and democracy having a public place for people to be able to propose laws and whatnot. Anyone would be able to propose laws in the Agora, and anyone would be able to debate. All of us would contribute to what the law is.
I am Kessel, and I stand before you as a fellow citizen. I do not seek power for myself, but to serve you and to guard the order that keeps our nation whole. Our system will be...
Now, one thing about these kinds of civilizations, when they're built based on like rules and structures, if it's not really a dictatorship or so I think it's totalitarian. I forgot what the word is, but if it's not one of those kinds of things, then our systems, it could easily start to break down simply because there's no accountability. Yeah, there are rules and laws, but then there are people inside of those because there's so much freedom within the system that will want to change it or will want to disrupt it in any kind of way. So yeah, maybe they might even eventually elect a leader or they already have one set up for them. But eventually people, since they have so much freedoms and so much freedom of expression, it could end up becoming like, especially if there's no like physical law and order, so there's no police to make sure that people are held accountable, and everybody's just freely doing whatever they want to do with a certain amount of rules and laws. There are going to be a few people inside of the structure that will want to tear it down just because they are, even if they might be law abiding, they're anarchists in their truest form. Um, so I feel like this civilization, and plus on the outside, since there's so much anarchists outside of the walls, it won't last that long. But we'll see.
A constitutional monarch where even the king is bound by law.
Oh,
You're all going to die.
and it's a
The
constitutional
wall will
monarch.
fall, and those monstrous anarchists will destroy everything.
In this town, I've met some truly inspiring people. I will make sure to hear and understand every individual in this town.
Alright, votes are open. The third position is tied between Elk and Crab. You
Wait,
both
what are they
got
voting
11
for?
votes.
One second, we're gonna go back. I don't know what the hell they were voting for.
Guard the order that keeps our nation whole. Our system will be a constitutional monarch where even the king is bound by law.
We already heard this part. I want to know what they're voting
Four
for.
players with the most votes in the pre-election would be allowed to give speeches to convince the crowd.
What part of I want to hear? What are they voting for?
Day 2. Inside the walls, everyone gathered. Yesterday, it had been decided that the law players would elect their leader. More than 10 players stepped up on the stage for the pre-election. A round of votes was ran to lower the numbers of candidates. Only the top 4 players with the most votes in the pre-election would be allowed to give speeches to convince the crowd.
I'm generally supportive of the Agora and democracy having a public place for people to be able to propose laws and whatnot. Anyone would be able to propose laws in the Agora, and anyone would be able to debate. All of us would contribute to what the law is.
Okay, so what I'm getting from it so far, I won't keep stopping it. So they already had technically elections, so we can call it like a primary, where they selected 4 candidates with the most votes already. And then those 4 candidates are the only ones that are allowed, which are the ones that are sitting on the stage right now, with the one that's already standing up and the 3 that's sitting down. Those 4 are the only ones that are allowed to speak right now. This is their general election. So they already had the primary. Now they're going to have the general election to pick one of these 4 candidates. And I think I don't know who said it, but one of them just said that it's going to be a, not a I think it's like a constitutional monarchy. I forgot what it's called. I think that's what it's called, a constitutional monarchy. If it's not called that, then that's what we'll call it now. So they'll have a constitution, they'll have a leader, and then they'll also have a king, which is right there, King something. I can't see the whole name. So they're gonna elect what's called a prime minister, since it is a monarchy still. I think it's pretty cool. We'll see who wins.
I am Kessel, and I stand before you as a fellow citizen. I do not seek power for myself, but to serve you and to guard.
Oh, and also he said that everyone will be able to speak on the laws. So that would be like a House of Commons or something like that, and then there'll be like a House of Lords. I have zero clue how they're gonna actually do it. But if everyone is allowed to speak on it, then some system will be built.
Guard the order that keeps our nation whole. Our system will be a constitutional monarch where even the king is bound by law.
You're all going to die. The wall will fall, and those monstrous anarchists will destroy everything.
In this town, I've met some truly inspiring people. I will make sure to hear and understand every individual in this town.
Alright, votes are open. The third position is tied between Elk and Crab. You both got 11 votes. In second position, 29 votes, and in first position, 31 votes. The winner of the election and your new appointed leader is Castle.
Castle. Yeah, leader.
A lot of you see me as a threat. A lot of you see me as a stranger. But I'd like to assure you that I'm not here for myself. I am not here for personal gain. I am here for each and every one of you.
Immediately after his election, Castle appointed 3 military and police groups to protect the new kingdom. The garrisons, led by...
So, before we even get into that, this is what I was just talking about a second ago. They will need some type of order, some type of structure, where it's like it can't be argued, because with democracy there's so much freedom. You must have something in place, which is technically like socialist or communist or whatever you want to call it. These systems have to be in place in a democracy in order to keep order, without putting too much pressure on the people or too much pressure on the leaders. It's kind of a balance of power. There must be a balance, or it just will end up becoming like a dictatorship.
River, in charge of...
here for each and every one of you.
Immediately after his election, Castle appointed 3 military and police groups to protect the new kingdom. The garrisons, led by Riva, in charge of protecting the main gate, the walls, and the island from intruders. The enforcers, led by Von Rest, in charge of the police and guarding prisoners. And finally, the scouts, led by Photon, who the role is to go out on expeditions and missions outside the walls. After that, Castle gathered many people at the Agora, where they publicly discussed the future law of their society.
Specific punishment will be determined by the court. What are the possible punishments can be determined, but basically, after a trial, the judge, or whatever it is, will determine what the punishment will be. All right? Second, anyone who is not currently in jail can participate in the Agora. Lawful citizens must be able to participate in the Agora.
To many, Castle looked like the perfect leader. He was super active, got the right to work, hired people, and even decided the law was the people. It's almost like all of that was too good to be true. Rumors were going around that some players apparently got paid by others to vote for him during the election.
This is what I got from his friend outside.
So we're already seeing corruption within the system. There are people paying for votes. Obviously, I don't think it's Castle's fault personally, unless he is sending out people to give money to win an election. But I would say that wouldn't be considered a fair election, and that could ultimately start real problems. It starts off small, and then it can become a much bigger problem. Just simply because if people are being paid to vote for him, those specific people who were paid don't have real loyalty towards the leader. They only have him just because it was paid for. But it's rumors technically, but obviously there's video proof of it, so I don't know.
Paid you to vote?
They paid me to vote for Castle, and they said, you know what they said? Later, if he wins, you'll get diamonds as well, as like insurance.
All of that is more than suspicious, but right now I found a wizard tower, and I was very curious to see what both of players were up
Castle's with the
to.
leader.
What is this? Is this like a crystal ball?
Oh, this is our orb. We're gonna ponder.
Can you see my future? What do you see?
Tons of riches.
Is the viewer subscribing right now?
Yeah, they're subscribing.
You heard the wizard. Hit that subscribe button.
Yep, that works.
One of the earlier.
Very important.
Oh, we made this room just for you.
Outside the walls, things were far less civilized. The roadmen were still causing chaos, and I knew trouble was coming when I saw all of them gathered near the Brotherhood settlement.
Because I saw like some cats that direction. I was wondering if like a bunch of people would come with me and get some. It's just this way. Alright, just come with me. I have some fish on me.
Through Anarchy, at least for that one group, they could gain a lot of power simply because people will be afraid to even fight against them, simply because they have manpower. And that's why a lot of the anarchists have already made their own little groups just for protection, simply because if you're out there alone, you're vulnerable to any group, really, unless there are friendlier anarchists. Obviously, they're all anarchists, and they're all going to be suspicious of a newcomer because, anything could happen. They could be stealing food, they could be stealing resources, diamonds, swords, shields, because most of these games are played in hardcore. Minecraft, you actually have to work for the materials that you have, and even building a civilization, you have to work for those materials. So if someone comes in, they can steal all that stuff, and it could cause much more bigger issues for the anarchist groups than wanted. So a new person just wandering around, it could become dangerous. In other words. So they have to build these groups in order to protect themselves. But that one specific group who is going around terrorizing everyone, they could become very powerful if they decide to take over one group.
Stand still. Stand still. Do not move. You're gonna die if you move. Come back here. Come back.
They just put someone.
You might jogging that for us, Chief.
My boots getting low on the
Thank you so much, Logan.
This is why groups were so important outside of the walls. Being alone or even leaving your group almost always ended badly. The players the roadman just killed was a member of the Brotherhood, and because of what just happened, they wanted revenge. A meeting was quickly planned between the three leaders of the main anarchy groups at Libertas. Both the Brotherhood and the Green Mafia had problems with the roadman, but what they didn't realize was that the roadmen were actually close allies of Shuf and lived inside Libertas itself.
I live just right over there. We believe in
Before we go, allies. You need allies, especially if it's something like this, especially since they're outside of the wall. You need allies, and you just see from there that they're gonna kill you if you're just outside wandering alone, especially with that anarchist group. But the benefit now is that they've made such a bad mark and made such a bad name for themselves outside of this group now that they have with that other, I don't know what the names are, but there's three different groups, right? And then there's the one anarchist group that keeps going around terrorizing people. There's already two groups that don't like those people, and then there's one group that they've allied with. Now, for the anarchist group that's terrorizing people, it's good to make allies because you have a more safety net. Because technically, they're outside loners as well. So if they decided to attack all three groups, they would have no friends or no allies to even go to. So they would end up just decreasing in size. They would end up being killed off or whatever.
Was that the roadmen were actually close allies of Shuf and lived inside Libertas itself.
I live just right over there. We believe in respect and kindness towards others. We believe that anarchy can and should be a sustainable society built off of respect.
We live in anarchy for a reason. We don't follow laws, we don't follow people. We follow our own code. Look at this line, okay? No one forced them to do that. They just did it.
A player known as Blanky unfortunately has crossed paths with many of my alliances and has unfortunately killed our livestock and has affected multiple of my members. In order for us to build ourselves a beautiful garden, we need to get rid of the weeds. And I believe Blanky and his group are the weeds.
Let me explain, there's not a weed in my garden.
Their group about, let's say, 10 minutes ago, lured one of my members away from our base and killed them in cold blood.
For the sake of liberty, don't try to go against Blanky. It's a bad idea. For now, he's causing small problems. A war.
He's just one man.
Small problems.
He's not one.
The tension
Okay, so what I'm getting from this is he is going to defend, which is the leader of the no, we're gonna call them the nomads, since they go around and destroying stuff and they don't actually have a home. He actually has that friend, that leader of the group, because these two don't like him, but this one right here, the one at the bottom left, is his ally, and he's saying that he's gonna pick Blanky, which is again the leader of the nomads, over those two groups any day.
Important Shuf kept on growing, and the fact that Shuf was protecting the enemies of both the other groups was not helping calm things down. Meanwhile, back on the Law Island, another meeting was taking place. At sunset, above the walls, Kessel was attending the very first scout gathering.
Unfortunately, all a lot of these citizens want to do is just sit around and talk all day. There is a lack of motive, and they need to be actually assisting our efforts. Yeah, I think it is good though, just for cases of my safety, that you go on your own expedition first, clear out the way, and then I can come out with you before I go out, so I don't fall into any traps.
Right, no, yeah, sure. I mean, we wouldn't want our leader dying now, wouldn't we? So, right, we just had that talk with the king, and so we're going out first without him. That's interesting.
I mean, low-key problem is, if we go out with the king and something happens to him, like, we're gonna get a lot of blame for that.
We are taking it upon ourselves to get ourselves ready to go out there, put ourselves in danger. Don't you think it's weird that instead of just like coming with us as the leader should, he's just sending us off on our own?
Ooh, yes, fighting within.
At the start of day 3, in the early morning light, the king inside the walls gathered all the citizens for the most important meeting yet. He was about to announce the official laws of the kingdom, now named Troy.
People of law, thank you for gathering here today. Incredible progress. The great buildings that we see all around us, towering above us, have been a testament not only to our strength, but to our unity. As behind us, you see this great prison being built. Roads being well laid out and named. I'd like to thank you all for your contributions. Secondly, it is about time that law has laws. Rule number 1, no person may unjustly take another's life. 2, what belongs to one must not be taken or damaged by another without consent.
Here are all the rules that were decided upon. Also, Castle introduced the leaders of the garrison, scouts, and enforcers, so everyone would recognize their authority. This morning, outside the walls, the roadmen had made their way to the Brotherhood again. Apparently, due to what happened to their member yesterday, they were holding one of the roadmen called Dank prisoner, and his friends were not happy about that.
You have a very good friend of mine.
Really?
I didn't hear that. What
happened to their member yesterday? They were holding one of the roadmen called Dank prisoner, and his friends were not happy about that.
You have a very good friend of mine.
Really? So,
yeah.
Killing one of my members in cold blood doesn't call for any, I don't know, retribution?
Oh, that's the Brotherhood, right? I mean, not the Brotherhood. That's the anarchists with don't remember his name. But that's the anarchists. Those are the nomads.
You should. I'm not a fan of that word. I think forgive and forget is always the way forward. Isn't that what the Brotherhood's about? Freedom, forgetting?
I don't think forgetting was in our description. Well, I mean, I feel like he's quite happy here. Why do you want him so bad?
We have the right to take what's ours, and isn't that the core of Anarchy itself?
In Anarchy, we believe in freedom.
I think equality is a big way to stand this time. I think that's always the way forward.
Right.
Oh, they're fighting.
I guess we'll have to see who wins.
The roadman had managed to create enough chaos for Dane to escape in the crowd and for them to leave. Word of this spread quickly. Word had already grown tired of the roadmen and what they've been doing, causing trouble everywhere, even harassing the members of the Green Mafia. So he marched to Libertas with a few of his men to confront Truth directly, demanding that he hands over Blanky and the roadman.
You blame us for being violent, being cruel, but aren't you doing the exact same thing, Horde?
Okay.
Murder or not, we're an Anarchy.
Let's settle this right now.
So there's fighting in between the three, what we call them, the three civilizations. Obviously the one who is allies with Blanky, which is the leader of the nomads. He has them in his own, we'll call it a kingdom. He has them in his own nation, right? And the other two leaders of the other two nations, they want his head. They want him not dead, but they want him with them. Simply because they're tired of his anarchist ways. I mean, they're anarchists. I don't know. It seems like the two other nations, they want to be democratic anarchists, while the one that's allied with the nomads, he sees anarchy as a way of life, and he respects Blanky in his ways of anarchy. Funny.
At the same time, Castle had invited a player called Knox to his castle for a meeting with him after being told that he was preparing a plan to overthrow him.
The democracy is failing, and I'm hearing rumors of a coup that's going to soon have to be taken care of. But unfortunately, Knox, you've expressed interest in taking over and killing me, have you not?
I have not. We've seen the plans. We've seen everything.
We gotta decide.
A guy
We gotta decide. Do we want to be allies or enemies? And if you want to be allies, you gotta understand that Blanky is my ally as well, and you'll have to live with it.
I am worried about this alliance, especially since Blanky has a lot of enemies, specifically with the Brotherhood.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This is not looking
I
good.
guess we have a problem here.
You see.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so currently it's two different type of infighting going on. There's one in the law-abiding citizens, which I forgot what they call it, Troy. We call it the Nation of Troy. Knox is obviously planning to assassinate Castle, and he's also planning to take over in his position. So now obviously Castle has heard this information, and now he is. It looks like he might capture him or kill him. But since it's a democracy, I'm expecting that they'll put him in trial for what you would call it. I forgot it when you like go against the government of your own um government. It's like I'm not gonna think about the word, but you guys know what I mean. It's like when you turn against your own government and you're basically like a spy or I forgot what it's called, but we're not gonna worry about it. He might get arrested, he might get killed, but again, like I said, since it is a democracy, I think they're gonna put him to trial. And then with the other side, the anarchists, they're infighting and they're saying, well, if you're going to be allies with Blanky, which is the leader of the nomads, then how is our relationship going to be good? Because the Brotherhood does not like Blanky and the Nomads, and so does the other group. They don't like him. I don't remember the name, but it doesn't matter.
This has never been an issue
They're
of
definitely going to put him
me.
to trial.
Knox, I accuse you of attempted coup. Pirate, do the pleasure.
Oh, they're going to kill him.
Look down.
They're not
It
even
would be a
gonna put him.
shame if the blood of all those people were to be spilled. You understand? Our enemy is not here. He's inside the walls.
They killed him.
Back inside the walls, Photon and the scouts were preparing for their first mission. Kessel had promised them that today would be the first chance to ride out. Mounted on horseback outside of their headquarters, they were waiting for their orders.
Soldiers, now we have a great mission for you. Your first true expedition. You have a group of anarchists that are wishing to align with us for diplomatic reasons. These are people I need you to secure, to not harm, and to bring back here safely. I give you full permission to do whatever you can. These are all people that I need back here safely, unharmed.
Their mission was simple. Find a certain player and bring them back to Troy.
This is what we've been waiting for. We've been gearing up, we're preparing ourselves for the day we were basically made for. Open the gate.
Pretty much. They've been scouts since day one. Oh, they got the little things too.
The first thing they found was the Brotherhood settlement, where they decided to stop. This was the first time the law players interacted with the Anarchy players.
Welcome.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, you're all looking wonderful.
Thank you. We're just here on an expedition.
After a short polite exchange, the scouts moved on.
At least it was a positive exchange.
Not long after, they spotted a smoke signal from a campfire.
I take it you're the group we're supposed to take back with us?
Yeah.
Alright.
No one knew why Castle wanted this player called Kermit to be brought into Troy. Not even following the scouts, but orders were orders, and they decided to trust their leader. The return had to be secret. As soon as they reached the gate, Kermit was rushed inside straight to the castle. But even then, the mission drew attention. Choppy Cheese, Castle's second in command, noticed what was happening.
Me, your second consul, you want me to leave?
Yeah, this is...
Choppy was dismissed, and guards were placed at the doors. Only a handful of players were allowed inside. Castle led Kermit deep underground to a hidden room far beneath the kingdom.
My lord.
Hello.
Finally, you have made it.
What in the world is even going on? So it looks like Kermit, which was an anarchist, is now within we'll call it the city of Troy or the nation of Troy. And Kessel, which is supposed to be the leader of Troy, the king of Troy, is bowing down to Kermit and calling him my lord. And he also just dismissed his second in command, telling him that he wasn't allowed to come in, but the guards are allowed to come in. Whoa. I have a feeling that his second in command might feel a way about that and may decide to turn against him for it.
The entrance did not go fully as planned. All of these other parts of your court have been seen, and this is going to tarnish my name. I am going to have difficulty retaining in power.
All you need to do is silence your opposers, and you will stay in power.
Yes, my lord. To make this seem more normal, it makes sense if I say this is a diplomatic envoy. But to do that, I request maybe I am to marry one of your court in order to ingratiate.
Serious? So the whole group in itself that they just picked up are members of this leadership organization, all run by Kermit the Frog. So he is basically the lord or the leader, and Kessel is just a proxy. He's just, I don't remember the word, but he's just there. He's just the face of the country. But he is a true leader, Kermit. But he was never in Troy. He didn't start off in Troy. So how in heavens did he become the leader? And then plus all his group is technically leaders, so they already knew that this was the reality.
These anarchists into our
Here, we'll rewind it just a little bit.
More normal. It makes sense if I say this is a diplomatic envoy. But to do that, I request maybe I am to marry one of your court in order to ingratiate these anarchists into our society.
Very well. Man up and step forward.
Okay. She is to be made queen. The wedding is to happen tomorrow. Thy bidding shall be done.
What?
People of law, there has been seeds of chaos been planted. We are the nation of law. We are the nation of order. As you may know, there have been accusations of mine that I have killed one of my advisors. And to that, I admit guilt. I did kill my advisor because he was planting seeds of chaos. Where is our nation of law? That they are conspiring against this kingdom of Troy. And those are seeds that we will not let be planted. And so I now call for the arrest of Crabsington, Choppy Cheese, Advocative, and Cosmatic for treason.
So he's arresting now his second in command on the third day, or the fourth day, sorry. Whoa. And now he's arresting other people. So yes, the group is supposed to be, I think it's supposed to be Democratic because they voted in the beginning. But it seems like it's turning more into a dictatorship because Kessel is not even the real leader. He was voted in, but he also paid people to vote him in. So that's already corruption in the beginning from jump. And now we've just learned that there is a new leader who is Kermit the Frog, and he has a whole group of people. And now Kessel is arresting his second in command. He just killed his his original second in command, and now it's the third command. Now he's arresting his third in command, or whatever you call it. I don't know who had the role first or whatever. And now he's about to get married to one of the anarchists. How are the citizens going to react to this? I'm very curious.
Of the highest crime.
At the start of day 4, Kessel addressed the people. He announced that members of his own council have been caught conspiring against him. But in truth, Kessel knew exactly what he was doing. By locking away his rivals, it became much easier for him to tighten his grip over the control of Troy. After his speech, the council members, Crab and Advocative, were both arrested and taken to the enforcer's jail. They were searched for items and thrown into obsidian cells that are constantly guarded. During the same speech, Kessel also revealed something unexpected. Later that day, he would be marrying an Anarchy player by the name of Manta, who would become the Queen of Troy.
This wedding is a political alliance between us both to further secure our nation and allow peace between all.
Many law players questioned the decision, but with no knowledge of the true intentions of Kessel, most of them brushed it off and assumed it was for the greater good and unity of both the teams. Meanwhile, outside the walls, a large meeting was taking place at the Brotherhood. Rain's group has grown tired of the roadmen and wanted revenge. Boyd and the Green Mafia were also there, equally frustrated by Libertas, who were sheltering the roadmen. Together, they began plotting an attack.
We stand for freedom. We are anarchy, and they take away our freedom. They take away our lives. We wait any longer, they're going to side with law.
No one wins.
No one wins. No one ever wins in a fight.
After hearing Boyd out, Rain hesitated. A full-scale war would mean heavy loss for the Brotherhood. Instead, they agreed to send only a handful of fighters to support the Green Mafia in wiping out Libertas and the Roadman, and so they followed Board and started marching towards the Mafia's base to prepare for the battle.
So it looks like the Green Mafia is the one who set up the meeting, although it happened in the Brotherhood's nation. Now, for the Brotherhood, they decided that it was too risky to send a bunch of their soldiers in order to fight this war, because they don't see. I mean, they don't like the nomads, just like the green, whatever it is. I'm not even gonna think about it too much. They don't like them just as much as the Brotherhood, though. Both of them don't. But the Brotherhood, they don't want to send all their people in there to fight a war, and it's just too risky. So they just sent a specific group with them to add on to, I think it's called the Green Nation or whatever it's called.
Later that same day, Boyd was invited by Castle to be the one to officiate the wedding between him and Manta. Being informed of the battle that was about to happen, guests decided to send the scouts on their second mission.
Urgent news. Green Mafia is in trouble right now. Photon, I need you to gear up and leave as soon as possible.
You want us to go because of to save anarchists?
These are direct orders. These are my new
direct orders. But Castle is supposed to be the. Ooh, I don't know what I just did. Castle is supposed to be the leader. And sorry, let me just go back to where I was. Okay, yep. Castle is supposed to be the leader, and now he's giving direct orders to his own people to defend anarchists, which are supposed to be their enemies, because they're outside of the wall. And Troy is supposed to be a peaceful nation. But what most of them don't know is that Castle is corrupt, and he's being led by an anarchist, and he's being married to an anarchist, and now he is ordering his own people to fight against it. Okay, where am I at? I want to make sure I'm at the right place.
These are my new allies.
He is now ordering his people to fight to fight for the anarchists, which sounds ridiculous to the law-abiding citizens because they aren't supposed to be fighting with anarchists or for anarchists or risking their lives for anarchists. But Castle is getting orders from Kermit.
And started marching towards the Mafia's base to prepare for the battle. Later that same day, Boyd was invited by Castle to be the one to officiate the wedding between him and Manta. Being informed of the battle that was about to happen, guests decided to send the scouts on their second mission.
Urgent news. Green Mafia is in trouble right now. Photon, I need you to gear up and leave as soon as possible.
You want us to go because of to save anarchists?
These are direct orders. These are my new allies. This is what the wedding is for. It is a direct order, and I expect you to follow it.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No, we'll go out for our new allies. Consider it done.
Of course. Remember, divide and conquer. Good luck.
Photon was not sure about this mission. Going out to save enemies? Really? Regardless, those were orders from the king.
All right, guys. As I said, divide and conquer. We're all coming back. Let's go.
The scouts followed Photon until they reached Libertas. There, they met with Board.
My friend!
Hello, greetings. We're an envoy from the king. You must know by now. We're to help you.
He has told me great things.
With the scouts on their side, Board was convinced this battle was theirs. On the other side, Shuf had already gathered all his people knowing what was about to happen.
You know, we could still end this. Me and you. See all those people right, left. They don't have to die.
I respect you. Respect can go both ways. Sometimes we respect our enemies more than our family. I hated you so much. You always bothered me.
No, Board, I don't think you were cut out for this life. I think you should have been born the other side of the walls. You know why I don't respect you?
Why?
Because you do this. You make other people fight your battles.
You know what you did?
What did I do?
You kill people!
And now I'm gonna kill you because you mess with me.
I'm going to rip off your head and put on a spike in my wheat field as a scarecrow.
Alright, we'll have to see who wins this fight.
He's low.
They're gonna kill him.
Wait, the scouts are killing the Green Mafia?
Our
They don't
king,
know.
I'm slowly but surely getting very tired of him. But he keeps using us, and I feel like he's turned unbearable. He's so selfish. I don't think we're gonna be following his exact lead anymore. We're gonna fight
So
with
they
the people
decided
we
that
were
they're gonna-
meant to for a little bit. When I say go, we're gonna
He's
completely
gonna become
turn
the
the
leader
tides.
for sure.
We'll find out when it happens.
Go!
Oh my god. They thought they were gonna win this fight, but they're fighting against two different groups of people now.
Oh, hell no!
Oh god. They have the advantage because the anarchists thought that they would have Troy's people as allies, but they had different plans.
Who are you guys? Why did you guys help us?
You know, we were sent here to, well, to kill you guys, essentially. You see, our leader, they've, gone on their own path. My little group here, we're not a fan of, following false leaders.
You helped us win this battle. Actually, I think I owe you my life. So, I owe you one. I understand your struggles. Whatever you need help with, you can come back. Can I just know, does your group have a name?
Yeah, we are, the Scout Regiment.
After the battle, Shuf and his people celebrated by burning down the Mafia's base and blowing up the skull at the entrance. But victory always.
Okay, so Green Mafia obviously just lost the war because they were fighting against two different people, or two different groups. So Troy's group and then the other anarchist group, the separate one. So my thing is, what is going to happen when those people from the Scout Regiment come back? Will they not tell the king that the Green Mafia lost or whatever it's called, the Green Mafia lost? And but how would they explain that if they're coming back alive, without any people lost or anything like that? How can they explain that away? And my thing is, they won't be able to. I think they're gonna probably kill Kessel because they don't trust him as a leader, and just like he just said, he doesn't see him as a real leader. Wow, I didn't expect the Scout Regiment to turn against the king, because the way that he expressed it when he left Troy, it was like, oh yeah, we're gonna go fight, we're gonna do whatever the king tells us to do. But he obviously had different plans in mind, and the Scout Regiment obviously aligns with his beliefs because they didn't buckle. They literally went with his plan. They decided they're going to take over, and that's what they did. So, and now they're burning the Green Mafia's land and whatever they built. So, how the hell are they going to explain it? We'll have to see.
I think I owe you my life. So, I owe you one. I understand your struggles. Whatever you need help with, you can come back. Can I just know, does your group have a name?
Yeah, we are, the Scout Regiment.
After the battle, Shuf and his people celebrated by burning down the Mafia's base and blowing up the skull at the entrance. But victory always comes at a cost. While they fought, a small group slipped into their town and burned down everything to the ground. Not much was left. Both sides lost their lives, and both sides lost their homes.
So while the anarchists, so this is not Green Mafia, but the anarchists that they just fought with, the scouts and the anarchists that they just, the two groups that just fought the Green Mafia, the anarchists' land was also destroyed while they were gone fighting. So both groups lost their land, except for Troy, obviously, because those were the scouts coming from the kingdom. Uh, Yeesh. So neither of them really have anything to go based off of. Well, the Green Mafia is basically dead. So, but uh, who went into the other people's land, the other anarchist land to fight? Was it the the ones who allied with Green Mafia? Was it those people who went into there to do that, or who was that? We don't know.
The scouts eventually made it back to Troy, just in time for the king's wedding. But when they arrived, they noticed that the garrison had made an addition to the wall. A bunch of lampposts that acted as a detection system. If enemies approached, guards could light up those lamps to warn everyone inside of where the enemies were. Inside the walls, the entire kingdom was gathered in a small church for a wedding. Castle had seen Board Death's message in chat. He thought the scouts' mission had failed. Someone else was chosen to officiate the wedding, and it happened anyway.
Together and today we will celebrate a wonderful union between two islands. Hopefully we will have a union peace among both islands. In this moment, Miss Manta and Kessel pledge not only their devotion to one another, but also their commitment to building a life that brings honor, stability, and hope.
I promise and I vow to love you forever.
I vow to respect our people. I vow to respect you.
It is my honor to pronounce them united in marriage, partners in both life and legacy. You may kiss the bride.
I don't even want to clap because it's so damn corrupt.
My lord, I have come to report to you with great news. It has been an overall success. My enemies have been deposed, imprisoned, and are soon to be tried and executed. The people love me now more than ever, and our plans are going just according to how we wanted them.
Very good. Continue doing the good work.
Yes, my lord.
On day 5, more than ever, Castle was still being the puppet of Kermit and executing his orders from the shadows. But Castle was not completely honest with him and always made it look like everything was going better than it actually was. Since yesterday, Choppy Cheese, the former second in command of Castle's government, has been put under arrest, but he was hiding and not been put in jail yet.
Okay, so pretty much all the good guys, all the people who are supporting democracy.
The people of the people got all arrested.
Yes.
He knew the truth about Castle. He knew he was doing something sus with some of the anarchists, and he had a plan to stop it all. Choppy confidently walked through jails where the enforcers were guarding the other past council members that got arrested yesterday, and demanded to talk with Vom, the head of the enforcers.
Can I follow you?
Why are you just walking in? Why are you walking into prison?
Hey, you know where Vomrus is? I gotta have a private word with him.
Yeah, Vomrus.
Yeah, he's up there. Vomrus, a word?
Of course. Please sit down.
Choppy walked inside of Vom's office, and he was not gonna leave before he convinced him that Castle was doing the wrong thing.
When Castle initially ran for leadership, he ran on a base of democracy, of freedom to the people, of voting for laws. But I've watched as he's just shelled up, and he has slowly taken control. I come to request that you help me. I hate to say it, but we need a revolution.
I must admit, I noticed these clips.
Okay, so before we continue, it seems like Choppy Cheese, which was again the previous second in command, he was supposed to be arrested, but somehow he avoided getting arrested. He just walked into the enforcers, which are the police of the nation. They're supposed to be enforcing the law within it, so they're not the scouts or the ones protecting the prisons and all that stuff. He decided that he's going to go there, try to get the enforcers to get on his side. But I don't even think Choppy Cheese even knows this. The scout regiment has already turned against Kessel, which is the king. So he might have some more allies than he actually thinks, which is crazy because he's now going to the enforcers, which are the second department of law enforcement. Wow, it's just crazy. And we're about to hear what is this? Bomnitz? Bomb? I'm gonna see what he says. Bomnitz.
I come to request that you help me. I hate to say it, but we need a revolution.
I must admit, I noticed these claims over the past few days myself. And there is only one thing I care about in this world, and that is justice. So I do believe that you have a point, and I'll do whatever you need me to.
Choppy had convinced Vom that Castle was doing something wrong. The political prisoners were freed from their cells, and now with the support of one of the military groups, he was gonna march and arrest Castle.
Okay, so they now have two allied groups. I'm not sure because I don't see the scouts there because that's not a scout That's not a scout horse. So I don't think that they even have an idea that the scouts are also turning against the king. It looks like the enforcers and Choppy Cheese are going to try to attempt to arrest Kessel. Now it does sound like that I'm in support of Kessel, um, but I don't know. I wouldn't say that I'm fully supporting him because he is again he's lying to his people, and he got elected falsely, and now the people are turning against him because he is playing for the opposite team. Now, do I know the intentions of why he's teaming up with the anarchists and bowing down to Kermit the Frog? No. So that's why I'm not fully against him, but he is lying to his people. And obviously, with the lying and with the non trusting factor, it could become extremely dangerous for him because he is leading a group of people. He is leading them in a democracy, which again has a lot of freedoms. And I said this is not going to last long because there's already so much corruption.
You're now part of the resistance. Kessel has completely thrown out all of the laws he originally intended to create, and now he's just taken total control. And we're here to stop that from happening.
Choppy, Vom,
So is
the
Choppy
best
gonna be the new
prisoners,
leader?
the enforcers, and whoever they rallied from the streets followed them across the town and made their way to the king's hall.
And they just free prisoners, political prisoners. Oh God, what's gonna happen?
Oh, well, what might the occasion of this event be?
You were telling everyone that you were all for like freedom of speech and voting and everything. You have kind of just gradually taken up power, and now here you are.
Since the first day, since you opened your mouth, I had you pegged exactly for what you are, Kessel. This has been a long time coming, friend. Every single person here understands the important truth. So I have one thing to say to you, friend. Down with the fucking king. Guys, let's take him away.
Well,
Alright, Vaughn, you know what to do.
I feel like Kessel's getting what he
Imagine
deserves,
being arrested.
although I don't know why he's teamed up with
We'll go down Main Street so that
anarchists.
we want the world to know.
Wow, public shaming.
After being searched, Castle was placed into a special
Maximum.
cell above lava with
Maximum
snow items
security.
in full view of the guards, awaiting for his trial in the court tomorrow.
Since the day you appointed me, I've been by your side. So to see you like this in the cage, why? Why would you make these decisions?
On the other side, Fulton and the scouts were determined to fix their past mistakes. They were the ones to bring Kermit in, and they were going to be the ones to arrest him.
Listen up, Scouts. As you might have noticed from the ruckus outside, he's been arrested. As you know, our first
Now they
mission was
both
to
know.
bring in a bunch of dirty anarchists. And, you
But-
know, with Kessel...
Okay, I'm gonna stop it again. So the difference between the scouts and then the enforcers with Choppy is that the scouts actually know the full details of what's going on, and I think maybe Choppy Cheese have might discussed it with the enforcers leader. But it seems like the scouts have plans to get rid of Kermit as well, so they want him arrested as well, just like I don't know. I just was thinking of the word, but not corruption, but it doesn't matter. Um, so it looks like they're gonna arrest Kermit as well and his group of people. How are they gonna do that? I don't know.
Go ahead and arrest him as well.
Everyone, guys. Kermit's escaped. We need to.
What do you mean?
Seriously?
Kermit's escape.
Okay, to your horses.
Whoa.
After hearing the news about Kermit's escape, there was no time to lose.
Kermit's gone. Open the gate right now.
They all jumped on their horses and made their way out to meet with some old friends.
Well, you're here.
Hello.
We have lost some of the people that we had.
I'm sorry, what's happening again? I did not. I completely forgot that they had allied with that one anarchist group that also was friends with what is his name? Banky or something, Banky or whatever his name was, the Nomad group, the one that was terrorizing everyone. Um, that's not the leader, but that's the leader of the anarchist group that was allied with him, and they're also now allied with the scouts, and they're about to go search for Kermit. So I'm telling you, allies mean something, especially in the war.
incarcerated, and if my memory serves me right, you still owe me a favor.
We do actually work the doors. How did they escape?
I have not a single clue. Yeah, I might cash in that favor for you to help me look for them.
Sure. You guys ready for a mission?
Yeah.
Well, my men are down. Let's get going.
Together, they began the hunt, going all across the map with a single goal: find and capture Kermit.
Wow.
After a long and wide search, they managed to find him.
So it wasn't the Green Mafia that died, it was the other group. The Green Mafia is still alive, because the Green Mafia was the only one who sent a small group.
Don't kill Kermit. Keep Kermit alive. Kermit, stop right now. You won't be killed. Kermit, drop your armor. Kermit, drop your armor.
Drop it. Drop it. You're not hitting it. Drop it right now.
There you go.
Kermit, walk with me. Walk in front.
What crime am I being arrested for?
You were never supposed to enter our walls, you see.
I was kidnapped by Kessel, bro. It was unlawful.
You were never kidnapped. You went inside on your own volition. You were inside under Kessel's word, Kessel's name.
Exactly.
But Kessel's gone. Kessel's gone.
Yeah, so that's why I left, because I was free to go.
Because your plan
You're free to go?
I was a
No.
What did
You're
I
under
do?
arrest.
What did I do?
Shut up.
Let me ask you, are you gonna resist or not? Doesn't look like
Does it look like I'm resisting?
Hey, before you go, my intel is 100% sure. I know this guy worked with Bort, and if Bort worked with your king, then Kermit worked with your king. He has connections.
So they brought him back.
Stay out of the road. Stay out of the road. If you are not a scout, stay out of the road.
Kermit was captured and brought back inside of the walls and put inside of a cell. Outside, an informer was on stage exposing everything they knew about the crimes of Castle and Kermit.
I want to talk about the kill list. I have information about...
Before we continue, so they have to express to the community what is going on, because their king is now in prison, and now there is a anarchist that's in prison who was aligned with the king. So the king was being led by this person, and the community has no idea. The only people who know are the people who just went out to go get him. So the scouts, the enforcers, and whoever was part of the group that went out and to capture the king and Kermit. Very, 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 very complicated. So they do have to explain this whole ordeal to their people, because their leader is now in prison, and now that who is going to lead the group? They have an informer up here.
Stay out of the road. If you are not a scout, stay out of the road.
Kermit was captured and brought back inside of the walls and put inside of a cell. Outside, an informer was on stage exposing everything they knew about the crimes of Castle and Kermit.
I want to talk about the kill list. I have information about the kill list. I have the whole kill list, basically. Not only Castle's kill list, I have some people on Kermit's kill list too.
We will be holding the trial for Kessler. He'll be tried, and if found guilty, will be punished.
Everything was now public. Everyone knew that Castle was a corrupt leader that broke the rules that he installed himself. Tomorrow, he is to be judged in the court at the center of the kingdom, where his fate will be decided by the people.
Come in.
Hello, Revo.
Hello. Here's photo.
Everything is good. I'm good. The scout's good, and as far as I know, the garrison has also been good. You've been keeping this place safe, and so have I, but just in different ways, you know. You're the shield, and I'm the sword, Revo. And I think we've proved that we don't need a hand.
You saw how many people were around today. You saw all of those threatening our wall. We can't wait and debate forever. I will organize all my guys to meet up.
Now the thing with the scouts leader, he had already expressed that his enemies were the anarchists, and he did not support what is his name, the King's or Kessel, the King's decision to align with them, because he had already had feelings that this is not how we're supposed to be. Those are our enemies. Why are we grouping up with them? But in that same breath, the leader of the scouts again decided that he would ally with a certain anarchist group. So my thing is, will he turn against those allied groups since they are anarchists and he already has expressed that he does not like anarchists? And then also my second question is, who will be the leader? Will the enforcers and the scouts fight over who's leading? Will it end up becoming a bigger ordeal? Just because they have their own differences of opinion. We'll kind of have to see what happens.
Many people were around today. You saw all of those threatening our war. We can't wait and debate forever. I will organize all my guys and men to meet up before the election. I'll inform them of the plan, so to speak. We'll storm the stage and we'll make it clear that there will not be a vote. There will just be us.
Two leaders is I don't know how that's gonna work. So it's no longer a democracy, it sounds like. It sounds like it's gonna be a
Day
dictatorship.
6. While yesterday the law team has been fixing their inner conflict, it's not the same for the anarchists. The
It was never a
Brotherhood still
democracy.
wanted revenge on the roadmen for what they did to their group. Shuf knew that. By protecting them, he would never be free, and the Brotherhood would keep on hunting him down forever. Because of that, he decided to turn on them and set them up. He had a secret meeting with Rain, where they convinced them to give up on the roadmen.
I'm just here to negotiate the peace treaty.
And you understand that my entire reason for beefing with you or anybody else was to kill the roadmen.
But is it necessary?
They have done more to us than I deem acceptable.
Shuf went back to them and told them they should all go to the Brotherhood to negotiate, but in reality it was a trap. All the members of the Brotherhood were hiding inside of the walls, ready to kill them.
Hey, it's a pleasure seeing you.
Lovely to see you.
Okay, the meeting is right over here.
What can I?
Got a meeting?
Yeah, I got that meeting. Everyone, boys.
Yeah, please, come inside. Well, before we have this meeting, you guys have a debt to pay.
Oh, okay. Okay, so what's going on here is now that's the leader of the Green Mafia. Her community was not killed because it was the other community that actually had the most people who went into. The fight happened in their land. Their leader was killed by the leader who there's so many leaders. The leader who aligned with Banky or Blanky. Their leader was killed. And their whole group was killed because obviously the scouts turned against them, blase blase blue. And now the Green Mafia has now trapped Blanky, which is the leader of the Nomads, the ones who were terrorizing everyone in the beginning. He's now trapped them. Well, she has now trapped them, and in the walls, they're surrounded by enemies. They want revenge on Blanky, but Blanky is thinking that he's coming in for a meeting of negotiation or friendship or alliance. But he has no idea. He just walked into a trap, and his group just walked into a trap.
A debt.
This is for the Brotherhood.
Oh God! Oh God! Wow.
You guys are mean. You guys kind of rigged this whole thing from the start.
Yeah, no shit. They're tired of y'all, and y'all just killed y'all just killed their allies.
This mission was a success. Shuf survived and silently left. Back inside the walls, the time had come. The entire kingdom was gathered at the courthouse.
It's his time for his trial. Is it Kermish now or the Kings? Oh, looks like the Kings.
Hey, kick him in the shin.
One wrong move, and you got the sword right in your kneecaps.
Thank you, people of the Lost Civilization, coming today for this trial of our once King Kessel for the crimes of mainly being a tyrant and betraying the trust of the people.
There's supposed to be an election that happens after this, but like we just saw earlier, the group leaders of the scouts and the enforcers decided that they don't want an election at all. They will be the ones who lead. So I think that the entire Troy nation will go into complete chaos now that their king is up for trial for corruption and I forgot what it's
Your
called.
Honor, people of the court, people of our nation, the man you once knew as king stands here as the defendant today for his many crimes against us. Today, I call for justice against this tyrant. The execution of Knox without trial. Plans to execute consuls Chuppy Cheese and Krebstantine without trial. Plans to execute other government officials without trial. Plans to execute several other civilians without trial.
I stand before you today as the sole voice you will hear defending this man.
Prosecution Phoenix, you may call first witness.
I would like to call Kessel to the stand. Do you deny any of the allegations that you are being charged of?
Some, yes.
I would like to present
treason. That's the word. He's being put up for
Kessel, do you recognize this image?
Yes, that is Kermit's lair, and that was used against me.
I would like to call Mango C4 to the stand.
C4, please come to the right side.
You were in the police force, correct?
Yes.
And can you attest that you were given a list of people that were sent to execute?
Yes. That list was provided by Le Pirate, who was working directly for Kessel. The direct order was to execute.
Thank you, Mango.
Cosmetic, please come take the stand on the right side.
You were in prison, correct?
Correct.
You were imprisoned for your post in the paper?
Correct.
Now,
really
can I ask you what the conditions inside the prison were like?
Le Pirate in particular was directly responsible for the death of Saucy Yogurt.
Very quickly, you said there was no just cause in the death of Saucy, correct?
Yes.
He was warned to stop attacking guards. He attacked guards relentlessly, and
no, that is,
in doing so, he was killed.
That was Fender.
I have a witness statement that where is it? This man right here even told him to stop.
It would appear
that
I have testimonies.
Alright, well, Cosmetic, sit down.
Choppy, you've requested to speak. May I ask what it is
So the
that you
king
have
has
to
a
say?
lawyer.
On the topic of killing me and Crab, I believe conspiracy to murder was the first law that we passed in the Agora. Was illegal under Kessel's rule.
Alright then, I'll now call for the closing statements.
We all know exactly who Kessel is now, and we know exactly.
So they're really proving that what Castle suggested for his laws and rules were just rules for the people, but not rules for him. Sorry. He decided, excuse me, he decided that there will be rules for his people, but not rules for him. And with the conspiracy of murder, obviously they're now, at least for Chappy Cheese, he had a partner or whatever it was, that was on the list for people to kill from Castle. So this is what they're putting up for trial, and they're also putting them up for treason. But there's also multiple other different things that they're putting him up for and accusing him of. Just conspiracy to take over more than what he can chew, because it's supposed to be a constitutional monarchy, so he's not the main leader. I mean, the people get to choose, how things are ran, but obviously Kessel, he made laws that everyone was supposed to abide by, except for Kessel, I guess.
The things that he's done to us.
Okay, we'll go back a little bit.
Alright then, I'll now call for the closing statements.
We all know exactly who Kessel is now, and we know exactly the things that he's done to us, to all of us.
I don't always agree with Kessel as a personal, but on a lot of this, I think that he just wants a chance to live. Now, onto his guilt, in my opinion. Is he guilty? Yep, Your Honor. He did all the crimes above and even.
So his lawyer just confirmed that he is guilty for all of these things that have been brought up, all these crimes that have been brought up. But his main purpose is to keep Kessel alive. So he doesn't want him to be murdered because that's ultimately what they want to do. They want to kill him, and obviously they have to go through the courts in order to make that decision. It's ultimately the judge's decision whether or not he is imprisoned or he dies or if he's exiled from the kingdom. Wow, this is wild. And the lawyer just turned against him literally.
I think that he just wants a chance to live. Now, onto his guilt, in my opinion. Is he guilty? Yep, Your Honor. He did all the crimes above and even tried to corrupt others. He deserves your full wrath, Your Honor. Thank you and goodbye.
He just walked
All
out.
statements have been made. Now, cast my verdict. I do find you guilty. Your fate is sealed. You will be executed so that this nation and its people can move on and become a true nation of law and justice.
What will they do? How are they executed publicly? Oh, public
It is
execution.
ironic that in a coup against a supposed tyrant, your first actions are to execute one of your own men. I did what I believed to be the right thing, and I will die on that.
Wow.
Yeselu was judged by his people and found guilty. After his final words, he was executed in the courtyard of the jail. It was also decided that a new leader would be elected and the elections would be held today.
But there won't be any like.
Ladies and gentlemen. Today, I'm here to talk and trust. You all want to listen closely.
Everyone gathered at the stage area, but unexpectedly, Riva, the leader of the garrison regiment, stormed the stage with many of his soldiers.
You have put the former king, Kessel, to death. The foundation of the garrison is that its people that need protection get protected. When we have
The garrison, the leader of the garrisons, which was supposed to protect the walls, and I forgot exactly what they were supposed to do. I think protect the walls and other things in like the bank or something like that, or the prisons, the walls in the prisons. But the leader of the garrisons, which was also the lawyer of the king, funny enough, he has no idea that the two leaders, so the leader of the enforcers and the leader of the scout regiment, they already planned it. They want to be the leaders. So we'll have to see how this goes.
Stage with many of his soldiers.
You have put the former king, Kessel, to death. The foundation of the garrison is that its people that need protection get protected. When we have threats outside of these walls, trying to come in, debating at the Agora, arguing and discussing pointless things when actions can just be made by a single person or even two people, it's a waste of time. I will lead you, along with any other person, actually one other person who I trust, who can manage everything. Photon, realistically, only me and you exist as a righteous choice.
Yesterday, Photon had a meeting with him and they both planned to do all of that together. It was the perfect opportunity to do a coup and take the power. After all he did, Photon finally had the opportunity to be leader, to have the power, to have it all.
We're not doing this, Riva. Or rather, you're not doing this. The garrison and the scouts have been the only lasting forces, with the police force dissipating just as fast as it came. See, my goal, or the goal of my scouts, has always been to fight for freedom. We don't do this for a thank you from the people. We also don't do it for a reward from the power that commands us. We do it in hopes that eventually we'll be able to tear down these walls. Scout regiment, seize him. Place him under arrest.
We had a
Will
deal.
his regiment do anything?
No deal, Riva. As for the people, as for all of us, power corrupts and greed consumes even the greatest of us. So allow me to propose this, that from now on, we'll all work together. There will be no leaders, there will be no monarchy, no matriarchy. A new interest may be elected, but there'll be no more than a representative for our kingdom.
Photon did what was right. He didn't give in like the people before him and finally broke the cycle. He did what was best for the people and what was just. Riva was arrested and the people ran a fair election, where Choppy came in second and Crab was first, elected to be the new representative of Troy.
Wow.
A day later, it was voted that the borders should be open to anyone, including players on the Anarchy side. As soon as that happened, a massive line formed in front of the gate. The gate opened and players were inspected one by one to be granted entry to visit Troy. A wedding was even organized between a Law and Anarchy member.
We're gathered here in joy to celebrate the marriage of Chalk, our radiant bride and Candy.
When I first met you a couple days ago, Chalk, I don't think I ever could have imagined falling in love with someone from the Lost Civilization.
Who is this for?
Well, Dorcat, my friend, whom
How
I
did they die?
treehouse with. She just fell from the wall.
Fell from the wall?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's green again!
Yeah!
It is.
What is this?
We got the memorial.
Wow.
Wow, Scouts, you have honestly been the greatest thing I could ever ask for. You've been loyal to me, loyal beyond reason, and I'd like to thank all of you. When I made this little ragtag group, I never expected any of this. What the 10 of us against everyone outside the walls. The most I expected was to just wish for a great future. Or we've done quite a lot, but we are far from done. This is just the beginning, you know.
Yes, sir. We couldn't have done it without you either.
Castle ruled with corruption, being a puppet king of a...
It looks like it's gonna have a pretty decent ending. Wow, they've made memorials, which is pretty cool. That's usually what happens after war. And it's been a lot of war. A lot of people died because again, with hardcore, you only get one life in these experiments. You only get one life. So once you're gone, you're gone. That's surprising that one of them fell from off the wall.
Frog that chased power. Reva fought for justice, spending his entire time protecting the people inside of the walls that kept them safe. And Photon fought for peace, following his morals in hope that one day the fighting would stop. In the end, only he understood that victory means nothing if you become what you fought to destroy. This is everything for this story. I hope you enjoyed it. For my next video...
Wow. So move over to a different thing. I really did enjoy watching that. Very interesting. Obviously, you know, I probably talked a lot. Try to turn on the music now. I probably talked a lot during it. It was very interesting though, to see how, first of all, the Troy civilization was already corrupt from jump. They were corrupt. How he was first elected, he was bribing people to elect him, so he was already not a leader. And the fact that he decided to bring in anarchists, and of course the scout regiment, they didn't agree with it. He brought in anarchy. He forced them to go grab these anarchists. He brought them into their palace. There was Kermit the leader. Kermit the leader, which the king was bowing down to and taking orders from. And then after that, the anarchist groups, they were fighting and doing infighting because of the nomads. The nomads were causing issues around their island, the Anarchy Islands. Wow, this was a whole lot. I didn't expect to gain much from this video because the democracy versus communism one was so good. But I think all of these would pretty much be good like this, just because it's so complex and it's so wow, this is very cool. Anyway, I hope that you guys did enjoy my reaction to this and my commentary. Of course, I'm gonna try to do another one of these pretty soon because I very much enjoyed watching it. I'm not sure if I think I might watch another one after this, but not stream it, just because they're so good. All right, peace out. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. Bye.